As the court is, my lord, I confirm my appearance on behalf of Ms. Pantanzi. And further, my lord, I confirm that I stand in on behalf of Advocate Mshololo.
Okay.
She's here, my lord, yet she's attending a matter next door, my lord. She's going to check on the progress of that matter. If it's not proceeding, then she will join us in due course, my lord, as the court pleases.
Okay.
As it pleases the court, my lord, I still confirm my appearance on behalf of accused number 4, Mr. Mapisa.
Yes.
Thank you. My lord, there are two issues that I wish to address. There are two issues, my lord, that I wish to address that I feel are going to hinder my business of the day in terms of the questioning of Mr. Mngube, as I had commenced last week on Friday. The first one is the progress regarding the issue of the head. I've raised the issue of the head, my lord, that my
The
client...
issue of?
A head.
The head.
Yes. I've raised that issue on the previous appearances on the request of my client, Mr. Mapisa, that he would have like to have a physical observation of the head in question, which was exhibited in a photo album that was compiled by Constable Musia and handed in before this court as Exhibit C of the record. Secondly is the issue of the two witnesses. This is Captain Motwedi and Captain Mtetwa, who commissioned an affidavit of the deceased witness, Mr. Makeleni. I've received a message via WhatsApp from my colleague, Advocate Baloy, indicating that he did speak to Captain Motwedi, and the indication is that Captain Motwedi is engaged, is only going to be available on the 31st of August 2026, which is a Monday. Mtetwa, I'm sorry. That is Captain Mtetwa. I'm sorry, my lord, not Captain Motwedi. Captain Mtetwa will only be available on the 31st of August 2026. I tried to call Captain Motwedi because my colleague Advocate Baloy gave me the number of Captain Motwedi, and I could not get hold of him. I don't know what will be the position on the side of my colleague, because we did try to phone Captain Motwedi on Friday. That is, my colleague Advocate Baloy phoned him on Friday in my presence, and the phone kept on ringing unanswered. So I don't know whether in the interim, that is between Friday and this morning, if my colleague Advocate Baloy did manage to get hold of Captain Motwedi. Thank you, my lord. That is what I wanted to bring to the notice of the court. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Baloy.
As the court please, my lord, regarding the issue of the head, as we intimated on Friday, the search has been set in motion, and I think it would be perhaps too soon to expect any results now. I think we should give it some time, perhaps another day or two. I confirm that regarding the two witnesses, Captain Motwedi and Captain Mtetwa, on Friday, in the presence of Advocate Ngumalo, we did call Captain Motwedi, but there was no response, and we haven't received any feedback from him. I've asked the investigating team to try and trace him, and I'm yet to get feedback. Regarding Captain Mtetwa, I did telephone her. I only got her number this morning. She indicated, my lord, that she's involved in 9 interviewing panels for the ranks of captains and lieutenants, and that she's sitting on some of those selection panels, and that she cannot extricate herself from those panels because we were trying to ask her to perhaps just stand down for a few hours, stand the interviews for a few hours to attend court. But she says she is the chairperson of some of those panels and that she cannot be available earlier than the 31st of August.
So what do we do?
My Lord, in order to avoid the stop and start in terms of questioning this witness and to avoid questioning him on a piecemeal basis because I started on Friday. If I start now, obviously I'll have to stop again with the hope that the two issues that I've raised are going to be addressed by my colleague because I solely rely on him to assist me with the attendance of these witnesses. It becomes so frustrating, my Lord, to call police witnesses. That is why I was seeking assistance from my colleague, Advocate Baloyi, to assist me with securing these two crucial witnesses for purposes of my questioning to this witness, Mr. Mncube. I was going to request, my Lord, that I put my questioning in abeyance pending the attendance of these two witnesses because they form the integral part of the questions that I wish to pose to Mr. Mncube. That is my request.
So I suggest we must postpone.
Not postpone. Is it not possible, my Lord, that maybe we can put this aspect on hold because
yeah, fine, and then you continue with what?
Advocate Mshololo.
Hello?
There's still Advocate Mshololo who has to, if she has questions and there's still cross-examination by the state. Then thereafter I can, depending on how long the doctor on the far end takes with his cross-examination, then I can go back to.
What's the date today?
17th.
Is the 17th, my Lord. May I be allowed to also make a submission? My Lord, I submit that Mr. Advocate Nxumalo cannot call those witnesses before he can finalize the cross-examination of this witness, my Lord. So he must first be excused from the stand, then he can call those witnesses. I don't see, even if we can postpone today for the attendance of Colonel Mteto as well as Captain Montwedi, how is it going to assist with this witness while he's on the stand? We must first finalize this, then those witnesses will come and give evidence, my Lord. As the court, please.
Udaba ke lana ukuthi uadvocate Nxumalo uyasho ukuthi ke kunodaba la olumayela nesigqoko acelileke yena ke kanye futhi ke neclient yakhe imele umnumzana Maphisa ukuthi ke bacela ukuthi udaba lolo ke kube udaba olubhekwayo ukuthi isigqoko lesi sitholakale kubhekwe ke okubhekwayo kusona isigqoko kanye futhi ke nodaba lofakazi ababili uCaptain Mthethwa kanye naye ke uMntwedi uwanikiwe ke amanamba uCaptain Mthethwa yena uyashiwo ke ukuthi usabambekileke njengamanje uzotholakala ke nge31 noma uzobambeka ke kuze kuyoshaya i31 zayo lenyanga uCaptain Montwedi bamzamile ke akamtholi yena ke So ujaji usefuna ukwazi ukuthi akwenzekeni-ke manje. Uyacela-ke no-advocate Nxumalo ukuthi yena akemeke kwamanje usekhona u-advocate umshokelo ongaqhubeka, usekhona umshushisi ongaqhubeka, akazi ukuthi umshushisi uzothatha isikhathi esingakanani. Kodwa kolunye uhlangothi umshushisi athi-ke yena-ke cha, nanoma-ke efisa ukuthi abize ofakazi, kodwa angeke ababize ofakazi wena-ke usemi kule ndawo omi kuyona usethula ubufakazi. Uma ngabe efuna ubiza ofakazi uzobabiza emuva kokuthi wena usuqedile ukwethula obakho ubufakazi.
My lord, I can see that this whole process is becoming so frustrating and stressing. I think the best way will be to put this issue of the two witnesses in abeyance. Then I'll proceed with other aspects that I have, because I can see that I won't be able to get these witnesses in the next 2-3 days or even 1 week from now. So obviously, when I press for these witnesses to come, it will mean that we'll have to postpone the whole thing. I don't want to be seen as a person who is delaying this whole case, and it should be said that Nxumalo was the one that was delaying the case unnecessarily. So I think I'll put whatever I wanted to raise with the witnesses in abeyance and proceed with other aspects.
Udaba lolu-ke lofakazi ababili ngicabanga ukuthi-ke kuzofanele kube udaba-ke kwamanje engithi-ke ngilimise noma-ke ngilihoqise ngibe ngiqhubeka-ke ngokunye. Angifuni-ke ukuthi ngibone nanjengomuntu-ke okuyena manje-ke ozothi libaziseke ukuqhubeka kwecala ukuthi hayi Nxumalo-ke icala limile ngenxa kaNxumalo. Ngiyabona-ke ukuthi udaba nje lolu olubucayi kabi-ke udaba lwalabo bafakazi ababili. Ngingaqhubeka-ke ngokunye okwamanje.
As the state says, you have to finalize cross-examining Mr. Mube here.
Yes.
Before you can proceed with other witnesses.
Pardon, my lord?
They say you must finalize the cross-examination of Mr. Mube.
Yes,
I'm agreeable to that.
Yes, I'm doing exactly that.
Now you're saying you want to keep something in abeyance.
Yeah, I'll just abandon, my lord, the issue of calling those witnesses for now.
So you're abandoning that?
Sorry, my lord, sorry, my apologies.
You're saying you're abandoning that?
Can I consult with my colleagues, my lord? Thank you.
Yes.
My lord, if I may be allowed, can I request just 5 minutes adjournment? There's one issue that I need to investigate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ika.
Yeah.
My Lord, I was not exactly saying I'm abandoning the application in the true sense of the word, but I'm putting it in abeyance.
You what?
I'm putting it in abeyance, my Lord, so that I can finish up with this witness in terms of the questions that I'm having. In light of the fact that the witness, that is Captain Mtetwa, is going to be available on the 31st of August 2026, I will then request that whatever issues that I have, I divorce the issue of the statements and the questions that I have to the witness, Mr. Mngube, and I will deal with the other aspects pertaining to the statements on the 31st of August 2026.
Yes, Mr. What is the state's view?
Advocate Nomalo, well, he will deal with other issues concerning this witness at this stage and put those issues in abeyance for the coming of the witnesses on the 31st of August 2026, my Lord. And then what will then that put the cross-examination of the state to this witness? Should we do it then after the 31st of August 2026, or will do it in anticipation of the evidence of those two witnesses, my Lord? We submit, my Lord, that Advocate Ngumalo must first conclude cross-examination. Advocate Mushololo must first conclude cross-examination. Then the state will cross-examine this witness, my Lord, with the greatest respect, my Lord. Because there will be issues that might come out as a result of the evidence of those witnesses that we want to take up with this witness. How are we going to do that? As the court, please.
Maybe if we can just try to weigh in and go to where this whole debacle actually started. The court will recall that it was Advocate Numalo's intention to make an application in terms of the hearsay rule, my Lord. I mean, exception to the hearsay rule, because he indicated that the witness who penned the statement, the deponent, is no longer there. Actually, the state actually introduced his death certificate. So Advocate Numalo intended to use that statement in terms of the hearsay rule. That is it Act number 12, 1988 or something like that? Yes. Now, the court, in trying to ascertain other aspects in terms of what Advocate Numalo was alluding to the court, then got in and said, is the person who commissioned that statement still available? And the answer was yes. That is where then this whole debacle started, my Lord. But from how I understand Advocate Numalo is that he never intended to call those people. Because his intention was solely to make an application. The state will oppose that application with the reasons that they have. Advocate Numalo will make his application with the reason that he has, and the court will then make a determination on whether or not he grants that application. And if the court, mero motu, were to want to call that witness, the provisions of Section 186 would still be available to the court just to clarify those aspects that the court would want to clarify in terms of the commissioning part, my Lord. Because Advocate Numalo never said, I want to use this statement. In addition thereto, I'm going to call the Commissioner of Oath or the person who commissioned the statement, my Lord. That aspect actually is an aspect that was raised merumoto by the court. So from where I am standing, my Lord, is that let Advocate Numalo be allowed to make that application. Let the state also be given the opportunity to oppose that application with the reasons that they will have joined, both of them. And if the court still has got some issues with regard to whatever the court would want to clarify in terms of the the person who commissioned the statement, then the court can invoke the provisions of Section 186 and say, okay, I've heard you guys, but before maybe I make a ruling on this, I still want to have a question on the Commissioner of Oath in terms of Section 186. Alternatively, the court can still say, Advocate Kumalo, I grant your application, you can proceed. The state, unfortunately, you've been beaten hands down. Or the court can say, State, Advocate Kumalo, I don't grant you your application. However, whatever that happens, but in an event that the court says, grants the application, then Advocate Kumalo proceeds with the cross-examination of Mr. Mncube on the basis of that statement. If there is something, I think I'm repeating myself, if there is something that a court would thereafter would want to clarify subsequent to the cross-examination of Advocate Kumalo, then the court can invoke the provisions of Section 186. That would just be my assessment of this whole situation. Thank you.
But Mr. Baloyi says the state is opposing that application.
That is what I'm saying, my lord, that let them put forward their cases. Advocate Kumalo should be afforded the opportunity to put forward his case. Why does he want to make this application? What are the bases and grounds and everything? The state then comes out and says, no, we're opposing. These are the bases on which we are opposing, my lord. Then the court makes a ruling. But for this case to be held like this because there are witnesses who commissioned this statement, my lord, I think it's a little bit, it's a dicey situation, because those witnesses who commissioned the statement would not be called to come and give evidence on the content of the statement. They can only come and say, yeah, Mina, I commissioned the statement. I asked the witness who's now deceased whether he understands, whether the information that is given there is binding to his conscience and everything, and then he signed. But as to the content, I can't confirm anything. This thing happened 10 years ago. I can't remember what he said. But I can remember. I commissioned that he bound himself, that is, his conscience is bound by the content of the statement. That is all, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
Mr. Baloyi, Mr. Ngumalo, what do you want to do?
My lord, I suggest that my colleague is correct, but for the progress of this case, I suggest that we, particularly for purposes of that application, that we postpone it until the 31st of August 2026, when the witnesses are here, because obviously it is opposed. It is opposed by the state, I should not be heard as a person who wants to hold the whole case at ransom. In fact, the affidavit, to me, they've got nothing to do with the questions that I'm having to this witness, Mr. Mncube. So we can do a separate application, my lord, for the admission of the two affidavits.
So you want us to postpone that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll postpone it because I don't want people tomorrow to say I did this and that and that. I told you what the law says, ne?
Yes.
I told you about the case of Madondo and...
yes, on Friday you mentioned
and
some cases, yes. Yes.
It's binding on this court, that case.
Yes.
And it's an English case.
Yes.
And basically what it says is, if you have a situation like this one, where a person has deposed to an affidavit, and unfortunately that person dies or becomes deceased,
yes,
and that affidavit of his is wanted by any of the parties,
yes,
to utilize in terms of the evidence rule, which you are quoting but not wanting to apply, you've got to prove that that affidavit was properly
commissioned.
Was properly commissioned. And you guys want to say that is the end of the story. That is not the end of the story. Because that police who commissions it is the one who writes it down. He listens to Ratha Mokhatling to say, what are you saying you want to say in your affidavit? Then Ratha Mokhatling says, I want to say this and this and this and this and this and this. And that person is the one who takes it down. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Yeah, so it's just, it doesn't just say, I can't remember what you said. Aye. He's got to confirm, in other words.
Yes. So
There's
since,
nothing I can do. That's what the law says.
yes, we can then postpone that application, my lord, to a separate date. The 31st of August, 2026.
Yeah. You still object to that, Doctor? Oh,
Yes, indeed, my lord.
You still object to that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's postpone to the 31st of August then, because... Yeah, you can interpret.
I don't know, my lord, what is the meaning of objecting from the
Hey.
side of the state.
Well, we're talking about the two affidavits. I understood Advocate Numala to say he'll proceed with the other aspects and put in abeyance the issue pertaining to the two affidavits. But I think you must speak for yourself.
Yes, that is what I was saying, not necessarily postpone the whole case to the 31st of August 2026. I'm proceeding, my lord, with other aspects of the cross-examination. My colleague, Advocate Mshololo, will proceed, and the state is going to proceed with cross-examination. In fact, it's a separate application, a totally separate application from the cross-examination of this witness.
Do you understand that to mean what he says?
Yes, my lord. That he will proceed with cross-examination and bring it to finality, and that the two affidavits are a standalone issue. He'll deal with them at the later stage.
No, isn't the court, my lord. I think that is going to prejudice Mr. Mnuve. Because the procedure is after I've led him in cross-examination, in evidence in chief. My colleagues need to cross-examine him on any aspect that they would wish to cross-examine him on. And then thereafter the state does its cross-examination. And then thereafter I come and re-examine him. And then thereafter, if the court has got something that would want to take up with him, then the court can do that, my lord. But for him to have been led in examination in chief, then my colleagues come and cross-examine him on any aspect that they would want to do that on. And then thereafter come the state, cross-examine him thoroughly with a view to discredit his evidence. And then from there, my colleague come again and cross-examine him. Then from there, I come again in re-examination. It's a procedure I've never seen, my lord. I've never seen that.
I've heard you all. The matter will then be postponed to the 31st because you can't resolve it amongst yourselves. 31st of this month, okay?
Inkosenkantolo ithi ngoba ke abameli nabashushisi bakwazi ukuthi baxazululeke lolu daba lolu inkosenkantolo iyahlehlisa icala kuze kube ngeyi-31st zika-August ngoba ke isixazululo asikho kubameli nabashushisi.
My lord, maybe to solve this impasse, I know that the court has directed that the matter is postponed until the 31st. Maybe it would be better if I just abandoned this application.
No. You heard Mr. Mr. Mnisi says his client will be prejudiced. You heard him say that.
I mean, my lord.
Hello, but you heard him say that.
I heard him.
So that's why this court doesn't want anybody to say, again.
No.
That's why I'm postponing it to the 31st so that you can do what you wanted to do. Okay. The court will adjourn then.